got some great conditions throughout most of the country. Fair skies encompassing most of the lower 48. Just a few trouble spots, though, here and there. First of all, we see a swirl of clouds out there, and that's a low-pressure system located up in Quebec. And that system has been bringing some wintry conditions to our neighbors to the north, with some chilly rain and some snow presently falling over parts of Quebec. Elsewhere, we see a streak of moisture and clouds flowing in across Florida, resulting in some strong thunderstorms around Jacksonville, Florida. Farther out towards the west, we pick up another low-pressure system right there over Idaho, spitting in some moisture and some rainfall at this time, but most of the rain has been very, very light throughout the northern Rockies. In fact, Pocatello, Idaho, in the past 24 hours has only picked up about 0.13 of an inch of rainfall. Here's your national radar scan, and once again, we are hard-pressed to see much in the way of rain. Let's first of all, though, head towards the northern Rockies at this time. Here's Montana, here's Wyoming. Some light rain this past hour for Billings and Livingston and Bozeman, Montana. Some light rain, too, southward around Sheridan and Rock Springs, Wyoming. And all this moisture slowly slipping off towards the east. Yet another radar view heads southward into Florida, and here we pick up more active weather. Again, thunderstorms still bearing down in Jacksonville, Florida. Then we've had some scattered showers and storms skirting right along the coast, even southward down towards Dade County, where earlier Miami did pick up some rain, too, this morning. All this moisture is coming in on the heels of easterly breezes that continue to pump in moisture from off the Atlantic, and we're watching these showers and storms gliding off towards the west at about 15 miles per hour. Let's take you back now to our surface map, and we'll see what's happening all around the country. First of all, heading towards the northeast. Now, that system that I was mentioning that was bringing some wintry conditions to Canada, well, there it is right there, and that system is slicing through the eastern Great Lakes, and that system will slowly be rotating through the northeast for later on this afternoon. As it does pivot through your area, you may see increasing cloud cover, maybe a few scattered showers here and there, and possibly some snowflakes in the higher of elevations across the northeast. But by and large, most of the northeast will be enjoying some fairly nice weather today, compliments of high pressure. High pressure still rules supreme throughout most of the deep south, ensuring lots of sunshine through this afternoon. But again, down in Florida, keep the umbrellas handy, as those easterly winds will again fuel more scattered showers and thunderstorms through this afternoon. Quiet and fairly uneventful for the upper Midwest, but farther towards the west, we start to pick up some rain. In Montana and Wyoming, even a few scattered showers earlier this morning around Ogden, Utah. And farther out towards the west, the biggest weather nuisance is the fog, a deep marine layer. Some dense fog this morning from Quileute and southward down towards San Luis Obispo in California, and especially bad around Brookings, Oregon, where visibilities have been down to 0 this past hour. Temperatures at this time, well, 54 degrees with that fog up there around Seattle. Meanwhile, Denver, you're waking up to 58, 64 for Grand Island, 56 for Chicago, and pretty cool, though, overall for the Great Lakes in the northeast, where we had some record lows this morning. Places like Muskegon down to a mere 31 degrees, and New York City, they bottomed out at 46 degrees for JFK, so certainly off to a chilly start on this Sunday morning. But overall, the weather really won't be too bad across the northeast. Probably more or less also some cool air filtering in across the northeast as our jet stream has been sagging southward, allowing that cooler air trapped in Canada to finally be rushing in across the country. So that's going to be the setup then for the next few days, as the jet stream really won't be changing a whole lot. Still a general trough of low pressure out here in the east, with a ridge of high pressure poking up across the west coast. We'll break it down for you bit by bit, and here's today's forecast. That trough of low pressure will swing through the northeast today, touching off a little bit of light rain, maybe some snow too up in the mountains. Nothing too terribly heavy though. High pressure, though, really bringing a delightful day throughout the central plains, down towards Texas, and more nice sunny weather too for the Carolinas and for Georgia. About the most active spot today may be out towards the west, as moisture will continue to feed northward up through the Four Corners, and that moisture will interact with this front, so that's going to set the stage for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, and eventually those thunderstorms will slip through the upper Mississippi Valley by Monday morning. Overall, rainfall amounts will be fairly light today, but from around Grand Island and northward towards the Canadian border, you may be seeing a half an inch of rain for later today. And certainly a day to bundle up and stay warm. It's going to be chilly from the UP of Michigan through New England, 40s and 50s at best. Still lots of 80s and some summer warmth to be found throughout the Central Plains. But come tonight, it's going to feel like an icebox for the Northeast. Look at that, 20s and 30s, some scattered frost too as we head out towards the west. Overall, though, we start to see some better news as the colder air will start to retreat northward back into Canada, and temperatures will start to moderate throughout most of the nation. Generally some 50s, 60s, and 70s towards the north, 80s around the Gulf Coast, and still fairly warm too throughout interior valleys of the west. Here comes our cold front slicing through the mid-Mississippi Valley, spreading a path of scattered showers and storms on Monday, and then that system will gradually weaken as it slips towards the east. By Thursday, we get a reinforcing shot of cold air towards the north, which may spawn some wintry conditions for the Great Lakes, and up towards the Champlain Valley, maybe a taste of some snowfall for Thursday afternoon. If you're traveling for today, stay tuned. We'll check out the specific forecast for a few cities after this. That's nice. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on the Weather Channel. You're just in time for the 5-day business planner. Here's a look at the big picture, midday, and later this afternoon. The major system we will watch is the one crossing over the northern plain states, and along it we'll find scattered showers from the Dakotas into the Four Corners region, but the operative word here is scattered. We don't think we'll find any strong storms, just some light rain, and at times we can find heavier rain where we've tried to outline the darker green shading. There's a better chance. The front continues to move to the east come early tomorrow morning. Now, today, ahead of the front, watch out for very breezy conditions, winds out of the south in excess of 30 miles per hour, and then behind the front, northwest winds of 30 miles per hour. So very windy over the northern plain states as the front moves through. Now, this is late tomorrow afternoon as it stretches from North Texas to the central Great Lakes. So tomorrow, as the front crosses through southern Minnesota, there's a chance of better rain showers around Minneapolis, even Milwaukee and Chicago tomorrow, even through St. Louis and Oklahoma City. Over the eastern seaboard, it's going to be nice again.
Still with
Coolest air over the northeast, where upstate New York, northern Vermont, and New Hampshire, afternoon highs today not getting out of the 40s. So definitely a taste of fall in the air here. Pretty warm, though, out west with 80s throughout the interior regions of Oregon, 90s for the Sacramento and San Joaquin valleys. 80s still holding on tough tomorrow over a good part of the Tennessee Valley and the Gulf coastal states, but we'll watch the area of 90s or 80s been trimmed just a little bit, with 70s come Tuesday afternoon. And then Wednesday, it's back to normal-like seasonal temperatures Thursday and Friday. But all in all, the coolest temperatures, of course, remain across the U.S.-Canadian border. As far as precipitation goes, well, on Tuesday, the system we're watching today, cutting across the nation's midsection, will move to the northeast and weaken considerably. A few showers are still possible along this system, though, as it moves off the northeastern seaboard Wednesday, to be replaced by yet another, as it's all following the track of the jet stream. It's carving out a large, broad trough over the northern plain states and the Great Lakes, so all systems will follow that particular trajectory. So a few showers and storms from the upper Mississippi Valley to the northeast Thursday. That's another system, and here comes another Thursday and Friday, scattering showers over the northern plain states. But all in all, it's going to be a fairly tranquil week coming up. That's a look ahead. The national scene, a look at your local conditions now.
This is the Weather Channel. Weather sponsored by 100% Colombian coffee, the richest coffee in the world.
Taking a look at the current weather scene across the nation, here's the satellite picture showing you clearing skies over the plain states to the Tennessee Valley, but notice a stream of clouds crossing over Mexico into the Gulf of Mexico, and then they really blossom just off the coast of Florida. But rightfully so, we have thunderstorms here this morning. Small craft advisories remain in effect, so bear that in mind if you're planning on heading out to the boat early this morning along the northeast coast of Florida. The clouds are streaming away from Hurricane
Hours kicking in Minnesota, but overall it's a very quiet morning in the world of weather, and it's going to stay very quiet throughout the day today. Rain showers very possible here and over Florida, but that's about it. We don't even think that anybody will have any strong storms today, so it will be a very tranquil pattern. Temperatures will be above normal again in the west. That's going to change over the next couple of days, but for today, parents, it will be cool to start off the day, but warmer than normal later on this afternoon. Another warm day today in Florida, but again, rain showers on tap. Coming up next, a look at this morning's current weather scene.
Now, your local forecast, accurate and dependable from the Weather Channel.
Reports of any. So let's get right to the satellite picture. What was once a very powerful Hurricane Amena, now just downgraded to a depression. That storm located right here, so we won't worry about that. A lot of the moisture from that is being pulled up around an upper level low right here. But I'm sure your eye is drawn directly to a very impressive hurricane now at its peak. This is Hurricane Kevin, moving west at 10 miles per hour with winds over 120 miles per hour. If you look very closely, it's taking dead aim on the island of Socorro. We'll see if we can get some reports out of there. Across the rest of the lower 48, things are very quiet. Yesterday we had a lot of moisture being pulled from Kevin across Old Mexico into the Gulf, and today that is not quite as evident, but we still have the jet stream pulling the moisture across the Gulf into Florida, and that's going to be another reason that you'll have a rainy pattern today in the sunshine.
Now, your local forecast, accurate and dependable from the Weather Channel.
Weather headlines from the Weather Channel.
Dry autumn weather continues to prevail over much of the nation. Sunshine, blue skies, and comfortable temperatures made Monday a great day for outdoor activity of any kind, from the nation's capital right down to the Georgia coast. The forecast looks just as good for today. President and Mrs. Bush were on hand yesterday for the 20th anniversary celebration of Walt Disney World in Orlando. Scattered showers threaten to mar the festivities. If you're planning on a visit today, better bring the umbrella. As you head farther south, it's wind as well as rain that's causing problems in Miami. There could be small craft advisories posted again for coastal waters. Wind gusts of 10 to 15 miles an hour made for choppy seas yesterday. In international news, the death toll from Typhoon Marielle in southern Japan stands at 52. Officials say many of the dead were killed by flying debris. 120-mile-an-hour winds and pounding rain made this the most devastating typhoon to hit the region in 20 years. Jeff Morrow, The Weather Channel.
Kind of breezy today along the coast of Maine. Winds here in excess of 25 miles per hour with limited sunshine as a weak trough crosses over the region. Water temperatures basically in the 50s and 60s, so some kind of cool certainly, but warmer for the southern Atlantic. Water temperatures well into the 80s and much of the same for the Gulf of Mexico. Limited sunshine as there's another chance of more scattered showers over Florida to southern Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. But nice weather in the forecast from Oklahoma City to Nashville, Tennessee, even around Atlanta, Georgia, with partly cloudy skies today. Coastal winds from Daytona Beach to Miami Beach of about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Much of the same holds true around Hilton Head, South Carolina, and Panama City Beach. No problems out west. Should be hot again today, though, so the beach may be the place to be after downtown Sacramento topped out at 102 degrees yesterday.
The Good Morning Forecast is sponsored by Days Inn. Wake up to us. Well, we'll show you the weather maps for midday today. We do think that rain will continue with a trough cutting across the northeastern portions of the nation. Rain very possible at Saranac Lake, Plattsburgh, over to Holton, Maine. Looks like that newest system dropping down into the Dakotas will also trigger some rain. and some snow up in Canada. But late afternoon today, all rain for the lower 48. A little later on in the work week, though, some of this may be falling in the form of rain and snow. So we'll be watching this area when the colder air works in. There's a good chance that we could see a snowy pattern. We'll tell you more about that in the extended outlook coming up next. High pressure will hold tight across the four corners today. Plenty of sunshine here. A mild start this morning in L.A. Current temperature there is 71 degrees. And across the west, we don't think anybody's going to have any measurable precipitation. High temperature 60s in the mountains, but a lot of 80s for interior sections. So a mild pattern, even those 90s and 100s for the deserts of the southwest. It is going to be blustery across this region. Winds will be gusting at times to about 30 miles per hour. Rain showers around, well, the Keweenaw Peninsula and up here around Marquette. More rain in the Arrowhead of Minnesota. But the big story will be the winds, especially for travelers. If you're going to be in a high-profile vehicle or a lightweight vehicle, keep a firm grip on the wheel. High temperatures above normal in parts of Nebraska, so record highs are certainly possible here. Yesterday in Detroit, 85 tied the record. Today you won't set any records, only in the 70s, but back to tomorrow you'll be in the 80s again, so temperatures are going to warm up. You have strong southwest winds this morning, and with this later on, we do think you'll have some rain showers. Right now we just have some scattered stuff, but later on the chance for rain increases. But the southwest winds are pulling up warmer conditions this morning. Some warm air here. Temperatures have risen 20 to 30 degrees over the past 24 hours. 50s, 60s, and 70s for high temperatures here, and even some 80s around parts of Virginia. Rain showers will hug the Gulf Coast region today, and what else but rain in Florida. It's raining in Miami. It's raining in West Palm Beach, Daytona Beach, over to Tampa. It is raining.
Carolina, where high pressure dominates. Coming up next, we'll take a look at the business travel conditions.
This is your engine. Give me the good stuff. Good stuff. You want quick starts? Quick start. Smooth idle, great acceleration. Then give me the good stuff. Good stuff. Listen to your engine. Pure Amical Ultimate is the gasoline drivers rate the highest quality. You give me quality, I give you performance. Condos. Oh, and a hot wax and a wash. Don't push it. Oh, you...
For centuries, mankind has looked to the heavens for the extraordinary. Starting November 1st, it can again, in the friendly skies. Introducing Connoisseur Class, only on United. A truly elevated form of international business class. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
Come fly the friendly skies.
This travel forecast is sponsored by United Airlines, serving cities throughout the U.S. and
Great technology. Channel at 20 minutes after every hour. You get a comprehensive national report that covers the forecast over the next 5 days. Watch a 5-day business planner coming up soon on the Weather Channel. Now, your local forecast, accurate and dependable from the Weather Channel.
the summary of the current weather scene, including airport reports. Stay with us. Wednesday morning. Thanks for checking in with us. A look at the weather maps for midday today. You should be under high pressure across the west. It's going to be another warm day. Yesterday up over 100 for many parts of California. Record breakers yesterday, and more warm weather today with that flow around that high. An offshore flow. It's a warm, dry flow. You'll have the rain in parts of South Georgia, the Carolinas, North Florida, southern Alabama, and we keep that around throughout the late afternoon hours. Now this low pressure system is going to develop along this frontal boundary, and eventually it will work along the eastern seaboard over the next couple of days and track northeastward and bring you some rain to the northeast a little later on in the work week. But for today, it is just in its developing stages. We'll watch it develop, and we'll also watch this system move slowly to the east with light rain in parts of Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri. The weather maps for the northeast. We think you'll see some rain showers over parts of northern Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and New York State. It's raining right now in Messina, New York, and it's also raining over in Bangor, Maine. So it just depends on where you are, but this is where we think the best chance for light rain showers will be. You should see that sunshine, though, in New York City and D.C. There you see again the best chance for precip. High temperatures, coolest up in northern Maine, but really temperatures should be above normal for most of this region today. We're talking 70s and 80s. Darien, Connecticut, Stamford, Greenwich looks very mild today, so if you commute into the city, it's really going to be a decent day today. Across the southeast, rain, lots of it. Boy, you've been inundated with heavy rain over the past several days in the Sunshine State. Today is going to be another messy one for most of North Florida. South Florida, just the light showers, but North Florida, southern Georgia, Carolinas, heavy rain is very possible. A couple of inches for some locations. Drier weather back around Little Rock, Texarkana to Dallas. High temperatures here will be in the 80s. Back in parts of West Texas, 90s. Eagle Pass in Texas, very mild today. Mild in South Florida, but temperatures will be in the 60s and 70s where you have that rain. There you see the rain across parts of the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes with that frontal boundary moving east. High temperatures will be cool up here, but you should make it into the 80s around St. Louis and Columbia, Missouri. Coming up next, a look at the rest of the work week.
There's a big idea heading your way from Chunky. A big soup, Chunky chicken corn.
Next, a look at the rest of the work week.
There's a big idea heading your way from Chunky. A big soup, Chunky chicken corn chowder. Mouth-watering mammoth chunks of chicken, the towering taste of sweet corn, a preponderance of potatoes in an immensely creamy, rich broth. Chunks big enough for a fork, blended like never before. So you better use a big spoon to get every bountiful bite of this deliciously different soup. Chunky chicken corn chowder. Soup so big, it eats like a meal.
Hot wax on a wash. Don't push it. Oh, you...
6 now past the hour. Good Wednesday morning. Well, if you're enjoying the weather pattern you have right now and you want to know if it's going to last until the weekend, we'll check it out for you. Thursday's jet stream. We still find a big ridge of high pressure out in the west. A trough deepens, though, across this region and it starts to shift to the east. So that means cooler weather and a little unsettled weather. But this ridge of high pressure is going to be very persistent across the west, and that's going to be very mild temperatures and dry conditions. They really need some rain out here, but it is going to be warm and dry for the next couple of days. Hot weather here, 90s and 100s. Cooler weather, though, right across the northern tier. We have some Arctic air up in Canada. It's waiting to drop down, and it looks like it will start to make a move for Friday and Saturday. High temperatures only in the 30s, and we even bring a chance for a little wintry stuff. More on that in a minute. In the west, though, very, very mild in South Florida. We're turning to the 80s, it looks like, for Sunday. Cooler weather across the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley. All right, the best chance for rain tomorrow right along the eastern seaboard. With that low pressure system developing along a frontal boundary, it is going to track northeastward, and that means a rainy pattern. Scattered showers will be very possible, and even some wintry stuff on Friday. With that cooler air working in, you might see some snow, even back in the mountains. In some of the higher elevations, snow flurries will be flying. Rain showers along the eastern seaboard Saturday, and again, that chance for snow. Looks like Sault Ste. Marie, Marquette, you're in that target area for Sunday for a little wintry mix. Coming up next, your boat and beach report.
Now, your local forecast.
Across the west.
23 past the hour. Good Wednesday morning. Coming up next, to check on the current weather scene, including airport reports and a few regional radar stops.
What is it that makes the world so great? Is it the beauty we see everywhere we go? It is. But probably what really makes the world so great is people. We think the same way about our airline, United. Come see what dedication is all about. Come fly the friendly skies.
The business travel forecast is sponsored by United Airlines, serving cities throughout the U.S. and around the world. 25 past the hour airport reports. We don't have any delays putting you away for this Wednesday morning, so let's get right to the satellite picture and show you Hurricane Kevin still churning off to the west at 12 miles per hour, packing winds to 130 miles per hour. This should begin to weaken in the next 24 hours or so as it moves out over cooler waters. Very quiet across the west, another dry, warm day for many locations. You have a little light rain in parts of Iowa over to the UP of Michigan this morning. Rain right here. Eventually this will be turning to snow in the next 24 to 48 hours in some of the higher elevations. Lots of rain in the southeast, and rain is advancing eastward across parts of New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. It is raining right now in Brunswick, Maine. It's raining way up there at Mount Washington. It's also raining around Lebanon, some very light precipitation there, and that extends to just south of Watertown. Again, it's advancing eastward. More rain in South Carolina and South Georgia. Rain in Charleston. It's also raining just south of Columbia this morning. Augusta down to Savannah, it's raining. It's also raining in Macon. This is moving north at 10 miles per hour. Jacksonville, you're waking up to rain after all kinds of rain yesterday. Panama City, Pensacola, it's raining. We have a few thunder showers rumbling this morning around Fort Myers and around Sanibel and Captiva Islands. Tampa to Sarasota, it is raining, and this is moving to the north. We'll move to the northeast and show you the current conditions and detail what we have this morning in the world of weather. We do have that rain ahead of this frontal boundary, and the winds are from the southwest. We have some fog this morning in parts of New York around Syracuse and Allentown, Pennsylvania. There you see the satellite picture. Clear skies, southern Ohio and Pennsylvania, but you're socked in with clouds over northern New England. Temperatures are not too bad this morning. You're waking up to 65 in New York City, 64 in D.C., and we ditto that out of Philly, 64. 72 New Orleans, 71 in Jacksonville with rain. You know, in Jacksonville, you've had over 6 inches of precipitation since Tuesday evening, so that rain has been coming down. Orange Park, over 3 inches of precipitation. Dry conditions this morning for Oklahoma and Texas. We have a little vort right here, a little upper level low. That's going to continue to move to the east, and that could trigger some rain showers, maybe a thunder shower or two around Lake Charles, Louisiana, maybe even around Houston later on. But most of the action is right down in Georgia, parts of Florida, and the South Carolina, along this with the overrunning moisture over this stationary boundary. Colder air is dropping down into the Dakotas and Minnesota this morning. You see the frontal boundary right here. Cooler air right here. We're talking 40s, some 50s, but 60s out ahead of that system. 67 right now in Kansas City. More hot weather today in the west. Temperatures in parts of California will top over 100 degrees. Rich will have an update for you next.
Now, your local forecast.
National radar summary shows rain in South Georgia, parts of South Carolina, and North Florida today. Excuse me. Hope you don't have the cough that we all have here at the Weather Channel. A little light rain across this region, but this is where we think you'll have the steady rain today. So we do have umbrellas on the maps, parents. Make sure the kids do not leave home without them. Steady rain, especially along the eastern portions of Carolinas, South Georgia, and North Florida. No rain at all in the west, just above normal temperatures. Very, very mild here. It will start off on the cool side, but later on, temperatures above normal in the 90s and 100s. Up next, a quick look at this morning's current weather scene.
Now, your local forecast.
Country today, national radar showing most of the storms concentrated through the central plains up into portions of the Great Lakes, and some strong storms just beginning to move into portions of New York. But first we'll head down to Florida, where they've had a fairly wet afternoon. A lot of rain moving out of the Gulf of Mexico across the Florida Panhandle and the peninsula. It's been drifting off northeastward this evening, and a fair amount of the northern Florida area going to see some scattered showers. Next we'll take you up into the Midwest, first we'll scan out around the south and show you those thunder showers right ahead of a cold front from Oklahoma into portions of Missouri. Those thunder showers are moving northeast. We'll zoom into Missouri, show you the last couple hours strong storms near center parts of Missouri on up into Our current surface map looks like this. We've got high pressure over much of the western United States, and for the central part of actually for the Rockies, that's funneling in some colder air, a little bit of moisture, and temperatures cold enough there that we're seeing some snowfall right now through portions.
Towards the west, boy, we are hard-pressed to see any active weather. High pressure remains the dominant weather feature, and as a result, it is high and dry out towards the west. Not the case, though, as we head towards the east, with some wintry weather up around the Great Lakes, and again, those scattered showers and thunderstorms along the eastern seaboard. Let's go on a little radar tour, first of all, heading towards the Great Lakes. It's a chilly, raw day out there. Some rain is coming down presently around Traverse City and around Pellston, Michigan, but it's a chilly rain, where temperatures have only been in the upper 30s and the lower 40s so far for this morning. But as we head a little bit farther towards the north, precipitation takes the form of plain old snow up there around Marquette and around Hancock, Michigan, so watch out for that. All this moisture slowly tracking off towards the east at about 20 miles per hour. Another radar view, though, heads towards the northeast. Again, we see the showers and thunder showers lined up from New England and trailing southward down towards the Chesapeake Bay. Now, keep in mind that you may encounter a few pockets of moderate to occasionally heavy rainfall. Earlier this morning, Baltimore picked up a quick half an inch of rainfall in just a 20-minute period of time. And again, through this morning at least, showers and thunderstorms still plaguing the northeast as these showers and storms pull off towards the northeast at 30 to 35 miles per hour. Back now to our weather map we go, and we'll first of all head towards the northeast. The cold front already works across the northeast, as you may encounter some slippery roadways for today with some scattered showers and thunder showers at least for the morning hour. Along with the northeast, though, a chance for some scattered showers too all the way down towards Florida, and some chilly rains will be plaguing the Great Lakes for today. Also, with the cold air streaming down from Canada, a chance for some snowfall up there, possibly 1 to 3 inches worth of wet slushy snowfall for the Great Lakes, so be really careful if you're traveling today around the UP of Michigan. Thunderstorms basically confined down to Florida with the passage of our cold front. The rest of the country pretty much high and dry for this Sunday, but watch out for those winds. They will be howling today with some gusts over 30 miles per hour, and just a little bit of patchy fog here and there for Tennessee, the Florida Panhandle. More thick fog too, though, will be forming along the California shoreline, reducing visibilities to less than a quarter of a mile. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll check out this morning's weather and the forecast for your upcoming work week.
In your area.
Getting your kids ready for school can be difficult. Deciding what they should wear can be even more difficult if you miss the school day forecast on the Weather Channel. You'll find out the conditions for the morning drive or for the wait at the bus stop. This forecast can help you decide what type of clothing your child needs to keep them protected each school day. So don't prepare them for the world without preparing them for the weather. Watch the school day forecast weekday mornings 35 minutes after the hour, only on the Weather Channel.
What if we got a hill and made it snow?
Audi Quattro, all-wheel drive, all the time, transfers
on the Weather Channel.
Watch Travel News Now. We'll change the way you see the world. Weekends at 6 p.m. Eastern on the Travel Channel.
Good morning. It's about 20 minutes before the hour. Let's check the current weather scene for you. We'll start with the radar, of course, where we have the rain, and that's over the south. Look at Florida, the northwest. Here you can barely see it, but it's about to move on through. We've got some cooler temperatures in store for you, along with the cooler weather across parts of the southeast. Underneath the clouds and with the rain, it's sort of raw out there in Atlanta, Georgia, 56 degrees. But we have a southerly flow, and so the warmer temperatures are in place here in the Central Plains. Notice the cooler air behind the front, 30s as opposed to 50s and 60s out ahead of that frontal boundary. Looking at national radar, this appears to be, and as this goes into motion, you'll just see that we have seen a constant flow of moisture, tropical moisture, and that easterly flow, as Jeff was explaining, and so it has been a mess across parts of the southeast. And we begin our tour by zooming in on Mississippi and Louisiana and Arkansas. The rain's coming down from Pine Bluff to Greenwood to Macomb. Looks like Gulfport, New Orleans, Louisiana,
and
The first time this year that the Southeast's been really inundated with rain, the tropical season seemed to take aim at Florida and Georgia this year. Alberto's rains back in July raised rivers and flooded out whole communities. Then Burrow added his 2 cents worth in August. In all, it's been a very soggy year down south, but that's about all this tropical season really did as far as the U.S. is concerned. Otherwise, it's been pretty quiet. Average year, we get about 10 named storm systems. This year, we've only had 5. Usually we have 6 hurricanes. This year, 1, Chris, which only lasted about 24 hours. Last time we had a year with only 1 hurricane was way back in 1925. And here's some notable hurricane seasons just as a comparison. The most named storms we ever had was in 1933. Well, we had 10 hurricanes. Actually, they didn't name storms all the way back then. Most hurricanes ever, 1969, we had 2 that